So what's the number one piece of advice I wish I had 20 years ago as I became an artist? And that would be, you don't have to go to school to be an artist. You don't have to go to these grand school, art school to be an artist. Yes, there's some techniques you need to learn. There's some skills you may need to improve on. But for the most part, I feel like you can learn all that stuff from reading books, watching other artists, or either taking online courses like you see now. Well, 20 years ago, we didn't have all the stuff that you have today. Like YouTube channels were showing you how to paint, draw, sculpt, or whatever. But even with that, if I had to do it all over again, I would not have went to school just to be an artist. I probably would have went to school to be, something that makes a lot of money, like engineering, something like that. But I would still be an artist on the side or just however. But for the most part, that's the number one advice. You do not have to go to school to be an artist. You can do all that on your own time. Again, it's great to take lessons from people or take classes, workshops, and those type of things. But for the most part, you can do all this on your own. The second thing, I know I said one, but the second thing is, I know a lot of us try to find our style and all those kind of things. I think you will find your style once you start playing around and experimenting with things. Try all different types of things. The more you do it, the more you come up with your style. For me, with the palette knife, I've been painting for a long time, and then eventually I picked up the palette knife and I just kind of went forward that way. Now I am starting to paint with brush more so now than my palette knife, but for the most part, I created my style because I kept painting and kept painting and kept painting. So whatever medium you're using, I feel like if you feel like you don't have a style or you want to get a style, I feel like you can do that by simply doing more and more and more, more and more and more of what you're doing, whether it's drawing, painting, sculpture, photography, or whatever it is. So those advice I would give to my 20-year-old self is you don't have to go to school. And the second one is to find your style, to find your niche, I guess, so within your medium is to do more and more and more of it, practice, experiment. Look at your studio or your space, or your bedroom, or wherever you're painting or wherever you're creating art as an experiment. You're playing around with different colors, different tools, different mediums, different surfaces that you're using to make your artwork. And for the most part, you will come up with a style. All of us is different, all of us unique, and we bring all that uniqueness as we're creating. So for me, I'm kind of, sometimes I could be a little bit rigid and sometimes a little bit, what else I want to say, kind of more just in your face. Well, I'm gonna say in your face, more subtle, but at the same time, I'm very expressive inside. A lot of times I hold things in, but when I let it out, I really let it out. And you can see that in my work. You can see it through all my jazz pieces. Yeah, they're more, the blockheads and everything, they're very rigid, strong, hard edges, but at the same time, deep inside,